Now I'm all set. But yeah, we're gonna quickly go into the dailies so that I can do them in 4 minutes, so that I can go ahead and have them not. Oh, I forgot that this would be the last day of this. Well, that's kind of neat. Translate. What is Lelouch saying? The Pied Piper's trying to do, even the final key needed to be. Pulls
you money, you still alive?
To his hands. Someone. Thanks for the follow. Oh, I mean the subscription part. From here on, it's erased against time. Okay. Well, I'll explain all of that, as far as I'm aware, later. By the way, that reminds me, subs are 35% off right now, so hey, if you like it, then, you know, do that stuff. Oh, okay, and they're getting ready to start up a subjugation thing, so that means a free nightmare. Whatever this one is. It looks like... kind of looks like it's supposed to be a Glasgow 2 or something like that. Glasgow... Oh, I can't talk. I'm kind of trying to rush. Let me, don't do that one. Not gonna worry about it too much. We're just gonna go fast. We'll pick up that first, because free thing is free. Okay, fine, nothing special. Alright. Three minutes. Okay, so, oh, actually, it's not even one that I care that much about. Look at the, kings, I guess, because I think that's which piece that is. Alright, well, really, that's kind of the only one that I urgently wanted to take care of, but we are going to try to get the nightmares, too, because now either when, the reset happens, it's like they will still carry over. Yeah, I need more of the silver ones. We'll just do that. Because I don't mind if I have extra stamina, since I figure what we'll do is we'll do the campaign stuff in a few seconds. And then, so we'll do the new story stuff, then we'll do, like, the challenge stuff, and then maybe the arena things. And that might be the entire night. Okay, what did you say, Gino? Hey, why don't you quit the... Okay, quit Suzaku's notes and come work for him. I trust you completely, so... Shush it, thing. Okay, so he's just trying to yoink us from Suzaku. You wonder what Fuki is like. You hear that it's nice hot springs, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to stop. Okay. Oh, there was a third one. Mimi, I don't think I got time for you. Participate in Go Black. What animal image would I represent? Maybe a sheep based on your hairstyle. Okay. Oh, it just rolled over to midnight, so it might be a case of where it's like, I don't know if it's too soon or too late. It's one of those things where I don't really know exactly. Actually, I might have also counted if it was after 11 p.m. Or before 11 p.m., I mean. I don't know. Not gonna worry about it too much. Heh, nice. Just put it up there again. Okay, there we go. That should take care of the big ones for me. Okay, well, that takes care of the important ones to me. Because, Yeah, what? This one... Oh, I see. So even though it shows the numbers... Oh, no, that actually means that, the only way for me to get these ones again is to go ahead and use the gems to just say, I want to do an extra one. I mean, I'll still probably do it, because... Why not? But it does mean that it's like, oh, I don't think they'll count now. Or they'll get refreshed. That's okay. In worst case, I just go ahead and don't get them. No, wait, this is the wrong thing. You know, I gotta try something though, because since I did refresh the numbers, can I get double from the King Crown ones? Because in a few hours... Okay, so this is one of the things which is weird, which seems to be... I would guess it's accurate for me, but also for those living in Japan. I can't tell because I don't live in Japan. But it seems like despite the fact that it says this one's the doubled one, at some point during the day for me, it will be like, yeah, this isn't the double one, the one below it is. So at some point it will make it so that these, the melee nightmares get bonuses, but we're gonna try with this one. See if we can get double. Or it'll just kind of say error has happened, sending back to the main menu. Okay, I guess we'll have more pizza. Yeah, okay, so they're zeroed out still. Oh, cool. Those guys have to level more. Okay, so then I think that means we're all done with the dailies that are, I'm gonna call time sensitive. Yeah, because those won't refresh until hours later. And I won't have to put points into them, but like this one and those, the money one, I'll have to go and just use 25 gems on each of them. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. But, yeah, for those that haven't watched Rose, my biggest issue with that series is that they really rushed it. Because they have 12 episodes that they use mediocrely, if that is even a word. Which, well, it doesn't give you enough time to really get to know the characters. So moments that they try to have where you're supposed to care about them and all that just get wasted, and you're just like, I don't care. Like, what is it with this one? But I'm going to quickly summarize the entire 12 episodes. So 6 hours summed up into probably, what, 5 minutes? But they do a recap of the first 2 seasons, so that I kind of caught up to speed where it's like Lelouch took over the world, he was an evil emperor, he died thanks to Zero, now the world is somewhat at peace, but some of the people that belonged to Britannia didn't like the way that the world was done. So they made Neo-Britannia, and tried to reestablish the old ways. The only area that they seem to have been able to take over was Hokkaido. So that little island, not little, it's a very big island north of Japan that is part of Japan. And, they then set up something called the Shippunde Shield, which it just seems to be a barrier that goes up to infinity, up to space, which just somehow keeps everyone out. And, it's at this point that the Black Knights, instead of dispatching someone who can handle this in literal seconds, they said, well, you know what? We'll just go ahead and send in, you know, what you call it, the mercenary group, which is Rose and Ash. Which, through the series, you find out that Ash is actually the... not Ash. Rose is actually the... the Britannian Empress, or to-be, but her body double is currently filling in for that. And, oh, I guess I should say spoiler alert for that, but, what, you learned that in about 2 hours in? What else? You also find out she has a Gios, which is given to her by Lelouch, which makes it so that she is able to do a similar thing to what Lelouch did, except hers is an audio command instead of a, like, eye contact command. And then you also find out that, Ash knew, Rose's, father, well, he was in prison, because, you know, both of them were, like, prisoners for, New Britannia, but Ash was because he was, like, a traitor, or he was labeled a traitor. Anyway, made friends with the dad. The dad got in and asked him to go and protect his daughter. He says, okay, for you, bro, I got your back. So he breaks out, the dad dies, he goes ahead and tries to find his daughter. They run into each other by circumstance. Rose, not knowing the circumstances and thinks that Ash killed her father, uses her Gios on Ash to brainwash him to do exactly what he was supposed to do. Rose is actually a wine. So, yeah. So anyway, after having some of the goof juice, they go ahead and just have that. Eventually the illusion is broken. They have a little bit of a fuss over it. During this process, Ash doesn't realize it, but he falls in love with her because, guess what? The one who's in disguise has to wear another disguise, which is she's disguises herself as Raspberry and works at a cafe, and that's where Ash is like, oh, she's so pretty, I love her. And finds out that all three are one and the same. Bro, he just made this so confusing. I don't know what's supposed to be happening down there anymore. Anyway, moving forward to all of that, you also get introduced to the new like resistance force. The new rebels, we'll call them that. We'll have fun with the Star Wars term. So the new rebels, they show no, we're calling them the resistance because they really do kind of feel like the resistance from the awful Star Wars ones. No, he's not falling in love with 3 different people. He just knows one exists that he swore an oath to the dad to protect, has a brother that isn't his brother, because Gios' brother, and then girl at the cafe that he loves, that he likes. Anyway, so where was I? Right, I was explaining the resistance group, because they meet up with them, they get some stuff from the Black Knights. They then go ahead and fight over the Damocles, which raises 2 questions to me, which is the first one is, so the Damocles went off into space, so how is it still here? I guess technically speaking, they never say that they immediately flung it into space, so it quite possibly could have been that the Damocles was just parked here as a monument, and they said, okay, good enough. Somebody reactivated it and went, okay, no, we can't keep this here. Just yeet it into space. Throw it at the sun. Maybe that's what happened? But apparently it also has some flares, which, are very comically defeated because this is the first issue, which one of the first big issues that I have with it, which is, so like I said, the barrier keeps all of the Black Knights out. That's why they haven't just instantly won this fight. Until this moment when the Black Knights send a submarine full of nightmares and equipment to go and arm the resistance force and help them counter the flares. And I'm just like, so wait a minute. If they were able to get a submarine under this barrier full of nightmares, why didn't they send Colin, Zero, or anyone else to deal with this? Because, you know, throughout the entire thing, they have a bunch of cameos with, what you call the old characters. Colin's scene, which actually kind of comes up with where we're at now with the story, is these giant blenders are attacking everything, but we'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, my problem is they send a submarine with Nina to go ahead and help with the flare disabling. They disable the flares by using the more advanced version of the spear that Suzaku and Lelouch use, which theirs is cooler because it was just more tense. You had 50 episodes with them, and it's like you're like 99% sure this is gonna work, but you don't know fully. But anyway, so they throw those. They just have a proximity fuse where they're like, yeah, close enough, and they defeat the Damocles. Then you find out Neo Britannia launches. These are the stupidest weapons I have seen ever in this franchise. Because you see the big thing that's spinning that's all like white and purple? Yeah, that thing is basically just a jet turbine on wheels. It is literally a gigantic blender. So this blender comes out of the sea and just sucks up people to make them into pink mist. It also has whirling blades of death so that they can cut open nightmares. So, yeah, it is literally a blender. And it's like, this is so dumb. And this also kind of gets to what I was saying where that submarine, for some reason, they sent it with just some nightmares. They didn't go and send any pilots with these nightmares. They just sent Nina. And they said, all right, here you go, Resistance Force, here's some nightmares, go have fun. And during the attack with all the blenders, they literally show for like 6 seconds Colin. She goes and just zips around, has a little pink zip through the air. She says something, then does a death ray from her hand, and instantly all of Tokyo is saved. And it's like, you're kidding me. If Colin was able to defeat an army of those stupid blenders, why didn't they send her in the submarine to Hokkaido to just instant win against all of this? They also could have sent Suzaku, because again, same thing, but Colin is probably closer. So it's just like, why? The story that they have here is so dumb because of the fact that a submarine made it through the barrier, full of nightmares, and they didn't bring Colin. Or Cornelia, or Suzaku, or Guilford, or Jeremiah, or literally anyone. But yeah, so it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, you gotta be kidding me. At least with this version, since they introduce your character, they do kind of explain a bit more, but you're still not part of the Black Knight's efforts. You're part of Kaguya's special forces, which, you know, you are there, you're helping the Resistance alongside of them, and you bring nightmares, so it's like, well, at least in this version, we did, to some extent, a veteran from all of those conflicts is here and is really whooping their asses. But still, it was just like, this is so ridiculous. And like I said, it's just really dumb that the big bad super weapon was an army of blenders. Like, I'm sure they're gonna go and include some stuff that will show you what they can do, but I've already told you, they're blenders. And yeah, getting into what comes next after this, like I said, they have like 12 episodes, and they tried to ham it up, and they tried to go and do a lot of like references towards the original series. One of them being that Ash dies. Spoiler alert again. And, well, I already saved the spoiler alert. But anyway, and it is the most hollow moment ever because, like I said, you get like 6 hours with them. So when he just kind of sacrifices himself, you're just stuck there going, doesn't his nightmare have an ejection system? Like, I get the fact that it's like he's doing this so that he can kill the big bad, but that doesn't mean he has to stay in his nightmare, because, you know, he ejects, the nightmare powers down and goes into emergencies power. And it's like, so he could have ejected, even if we're going to pretend that the ejection pod doesn't have a parachute because they're in the sky. The flying jetpack that is Rose's nightmare, that is literally all it does. It is a flying jetpack, or a manned jetpack. So it's like, I hate that thing for that reason too. But anyway, it could have recovered the escape pod. Look at that, he survives. Or even, let's just say that he can't escape from the escape pod. Well, he can still climb out of it. So you can use her flying jetpack to hold a little dude. Or any number of things like that. And it's like, this is this one is not thought out as well as the original 2 seasons, and it's just and I think the biggest problem is also just because of the fact that they tried to rush things. They tried to cram in what essentially would have been 50 episodes into 12. And so you just don't care about anyone, and there's a lot of problems made by them doing a lot of rushing around. Because if they had probably taken their time and been given the ability to stretch out over even 24 episodes, it probably would have been a lot better, and I probably wouldn't dislike it as much. It is very mediocre. Like, if you like Code Geass and you somehow haven't seen the first 50 episodes, go watch those. Then go watch Lelouch of the Resurrection. You can watch the other movies too if you want, but you know, those are kind of like the important ones. And then go watch Rose just as a second screen background thing while you're just doing chores or something, because you don't have to pay attention that hard to that one. There is not any sort of like deep mind-blowing moments which is like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. It is very easily predictable, and again, this is one of those things where if you're paying attention to the details, which, you know, with Code Geass, the devil's in the details sort of thing. With Rose, they try to portray her as a boy, and it was like first episode, I immediately looked at them and I went, yeah, no boy would ever wear those boots, and immediately was like, this is a lie. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's very funny because of the fact that it's like, instantly, if you just kind of look at him in quotation marks, you instantly figure out one of two things. Either A, they're doing something dumb, or B, this is a girl that's trying to pretend to be a boy and doesn't know how to dress like a boy. So it is very funny on that aspect. Like, actually, I might be able to show you what Rose's boots look like, because I know I have a Rose. Movie night when? Good question. I don't know when. Pilots. Nope, that's the wrong one. Where is Nanashi? There it is. So let's see if either one of these Roses we can see their boots. No, we can't see them with that one. Can't see it that way. Okay. Next idea. Wait, I gotta undo this. Here. Costume. So yeah, it is by far one of the goofiest things. Oh no, and also this is the other thing which I can demonstrate in a second, but I'm gonna choose to do it in a different way. Oh, there's the Rose. Well, I guess you can kind of see them here, but you know what you call it. It's like, man, I wish there was a better way to show them. It's like cutting them off at the waist, or not waist, like right at the bottom of their coat, because it's like the boots are just like. It seems like they changed the art just a little bit. Because it's like, I swear, there was like what you call one of those things where it's like, yeah, the boots come to like right above the knee. You see a little bit of pants, and it's all like ridiculously skin tight. And it's like, yeah, no, those are not the kind of boots any guy would wear. But this is the other thing too, which I gotta point out. So, like I said, Rose and Raspberry, same person. Same with Sakuya over here. So, you know, there's all three of them, the three different personas of Sakuya, which is her real name. But the thing which is the dumbest thing to me is, let me go to pilots, because they released a Halloween one, and whatever corset / binder thing she's wearing on her chest means that she has negative chest cavity to breathe with. Because she has huge knockers. Easiest way to put it. And it's like, there's no way with with as big of ones as you have, that you can find anything that's going to bind them down so that you look even remotely flat enough to look like a guy. So it's just like, how? And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, maybe it's the coat, maybe it's really fluffy, and it goes ahead and helps cover that. But where did they go? Trying to find them now. Well, actually, you saw it like it's the other picture where it's like, yeah, no, the coat is kind of open, and it is not that fluffy, and you can see that the t-shirt underneath is flat. So it's like that is like the most overpowered and broken thing ever in anything ever. That is a binder that will never break. And it's probably bulletproof too. So yeah, it is the funniest thing to me in this series. Like it's even more silly to me than like when they just were like, oh well, Lelouch's Geass is out of control, and they go and we just happen to have this contact that will block out the Geass for you. And it's like, okay, that one I'm willing to buy because it is just a contact that is just, it can be whatever, it just has to nullify whatever wavelengths or whatever it is that the Geass does. Sure, whatever. This is a thing that has existed for hundreds or probably thousands of years. The fact that someone from the Geass Order could make something like this doesn't surprise me. But yeah, it's so ridiculous. No ribs, let's go, right? Yeah, and exactly, they're like thigh-high boots. It's a red hot thing that show. So there's a top in Dress Up Darling where she does something similar, but if I recall it, from all the stuff I've seen, the girl from that is not with just sweater stretchers as big as what Sakia has, because they're basically just they're probably like 30% of her body weight. Just gonna put it that way. Should have used that binder tech to strengthen the shield against those nightmares, I know, right? But, yeah, I don't fully know what my character's been doing in this story, because it's definitely been a case of, as I've been going through them, it was just like, yeah, I'll just do them because the event missions are going on, which is why I'm doing this tonight. And, they expire in, like, about 3 days. So I figured, you know what, why not? I'll have some fun, I'll turn it into a stream and all that. But from what I can tell is my character is basically just running missions alongside all of this stuff to go ahead and, just kind of... I'm pursuing someone called the Pied Piper, which apparently comes from the country whose name I forgot that comes from the movie. And they are a country that knows a tremendous amount about Geass. The Pied Piper is trying to do something or other, which involves just... I'm just going to go and say he's basically trying to go and Spartan 2 kids, except instead of giving them superhuman strength, he's doing Geass. He's giving them superpowers in the form of Geass. So, dude's trying to make Spartan 2s with Geass. But we're trying to stop him because, as far as I can tell, the way he's doing it is just, not as good as Halsey. And not for the same reasons of, we need this or humanity dies. Oh yeah, right, and I forgot to mention this, but those blenders were supposed to be programmed to just wipe out everyone that isn't Neo Britannia, but, their emperor, I forget his name, because he just is knockoff Gundam Man, who is on top of that just a clone of Charles Z. Britannia, the emperor from the previous one, Lelouch's dad. So, clone goes ahead and just is like, nah, humans suck, we'll just wipe them all out. And intentionally makes it so that piece of code is missing, and wipes and kills the only guy who can go and add that in. By, surprise, surprise, making him get sucked into the blender. I'm sure we're going to see that in a little bit. Because, yeah, like I said, going off of the thumbnail which they put here, there's going to be blending. We're going to find out, will it blend? Yeah, and we'll just use this team. Like, it is seriously comical how the other thing which is bad, which is very so bleh about Rose of the Recapture, the 3rd season, is somehow it feels like everything has regressed. Because all the nightmares, or almost all the nightmares, can't fly. And in-game, what they did to go and kind of point that out is they said, if you deploy a new nightmare with a float system, like this one, then you cannot use its ability to make it pivot, so this is grayed out. Oh, I need it. Oh, I can insta-win this one if I want. So, yeah, you know, what you call it. There's those things. And, they really feel like Laszlo's, but worse. Or probably on par with them. Oh no, Sutherland's. That's the one I'm trying to think of. Sutherland 2 is the one that, like, you know, what you call it. One of my teammates is, Fine. Because, you know, you get a little squad yourself of secret agents. And she's in a Sutherland too. So it's like, okay. Alright, we're gonna just insta-win this one by doing this. Yeah, it'll take it a minute for it to kind of figure out that it can't deploy anything. I was really hoping I could place you back there just so we could push them into the hole. Your alternate reality, Shirley. Go to town on him. At some point, the game will determine that it's like the no path is viable, so we will just call it your win. But yeah, on top of that, what you call it, they made it so that the Shapunde barrier in this game just makes it so that if a nightmare has a float system, you can't pivot it. Which is kind of interesting, but they've also started introducing nightmares that, despite them having a float system, just go, nah, and just ignore it anyway. Like, I think Shirley's is one of them, but she moves on her own, so... Well, I guess her nightmare doesn't, but the pilot does. But, you know, it's like, there's several where just kind of go, nah, and just ignore the barrier. Well, at least this time, actually, technically, I could still go ahead and insta-win this one if I wanted. You know what, I think maybe what we should try to do is, we could try to just have a scene of Shirley can hunt them down and just take care of them that way. Now, we'll go ahead and, we're gonna fire them, but in a slightly different way. We'll have some fun with my squad. This is by far my favorite need, just because of the fact that it lets me do this, and my nightmare gets wings, and transforms and loses a pair of arms. And becomes ridiculously powerful. But I just like that it gets to go Super Saiyan. And also gets to do this. Because yeah, the other thing which I kind of liked with the addition of the main character for this one was it did kind of bring another powerful nightmare pilot that... This is like, Colin is a very skilled pilot, Suzaku has the better nightmare specs-wise. And then you seem to just be very, very, like... all the other two are very quick with their motions. But it seems like your character is sort of like in the middle where it's like extremely violent, but also very quick. Like, I think Colin would still beat your character, but like, you're probably on par with Suzaku. But because of the fact that you just kind of like, you just let the hate flow through you for the first 2 seasons. It's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, I could see you go ahead and being able to, just, you could beat Suzaku, I bet. We'll also let I think what's his name? I already forgot it. It's like Soma or something. But you know, it's also fun since they made it sort of like his nightmare is like the, I'm gonna call it refurbished version of mine from, like, what? Well, I'm gonna say season 1. But also upgraded in some very fun and unique ways. Sorry, I got a little distracted by the song there because it was like, oh, that's kind of fun. I haven't heard it do that part before. I forgot I put myself in the swimsuit because it's summer. Because yeah, that's the other fun thing you can do. They give you a bunch of costumes and you can use like the other skins you get from the other pilots. You just be like, nah, I want this one to just wear whatever. Like another one of the costumes that I really like to put on my character is you get a one which is the Zero costume. So I put him in that a lot too. Oh, what's this map like? Oh, okay, so it's just gonna be a bunch of flying things. I'm surprised we haven't run into the blenders yet. You didn't take the routing I wanted, but that's fine. What else is there to say? Like, it is kind of strange that like a lot of the enemies haven't changed, but honestly, I don't care because these battles are just kind of filler. I figure well, the fun part will be when we get to the story stuffs because we'll just kind of go through all of those, and I'll have them take my best guess at what they're saying. So that'll be a great time for popcorn. Right now, though, it's just the easy battles where it just gives me gems, and I don't think I'm going to pull for any of the characters that are in there, because there is a new thing for it's like, hey, check it out, there's this new Lelouch and C2. They also come with a new version of their Nightmare from this game's version of the movie. Yeah. This game, thankfully, is very generous with kind of giving them, but it's rather generous with giving you gems. However, it's also quite expensive to go and make pulls. Because it takes 3,000 gems to pull 10 of the... to do 10 pulls. So it's kind of like, yeah, it is generous with them, but at the same time, it's kind of... it feels kind of overpriced with the way how it does, or with what you have. You know, just for the fun of it, I'm gonna see if you can shoot them, kill, just defend it all. Because you should be able to pivot to fire down on that lane, and you can chase them too, so... that should be some fun for me, at least. Yeah, she's got this. Man, she's just going to town on them. Seriously, she just wiped out everything. That was impressive. Oh, I guess I leveled up too. Neat. Hey, that's all stamina problems. You brought these just in case. Good idea. I don't think we'll need them. This team is... well, it swaps out a fair few number of characters, but it's also pretty overpowered, because... well, you've seen what what this one and this one can do. You've also seen what this alternate reality Shirley can do. And many of the other characters are very overpowered. Like, Power Ranger Lelouch, as I call him. His thing is, if he wasn't an already ridiculously overpowered Nightmare, his thing is every time it does its ability, or the pilot makes it so that every time that he uses a skill, it pushes everything back. He also lets us call him that, just go, nah, you don't get to move on those squares still. Which, during the Power Ranger event, it was a lot of fun because you could put those into locations. The enemies are much tankier there because it's a tougher mode. And it was hilarious just being able to push stuff into those holes. I was like, oh gee, you're a boss fight with invincibility and we can't kill you because of the fact that you just have a period where your health won't keep regenerating or will be at 1 HP for 60 seconds. I don't think the hole cares about that. So, you know, and that is a lot of fun. But yeah, they also, we're going to go and do this just for the fun of it, but they also introduced, well, there's the entire team of Power Rangers where they just had fun making them all there. They are all very powerful. Even like the free one that was Nonali, she's not great, but I mean, it's like, yeah, no, she does, you can still do great if you got her, and she was a freebie. Yeah, we'll put you there. Now went over. Are they able to, yeah, they can move in the backside here. Okay, so that was probably a good place to put Lelouch. Oh, we don't need to be paused while I'm thinking about that. Suda, I'll put you here. Why not? But yeah, the way how... And all the different Power Rangers kind of work a little differently on how you build them. Like, I'm trying to remember them all, but mine is just time-based, so it's like, yeah, after however many seconds, like a minute, you get the nightmare. So the Lelouch's over there is based off of just deploying and redeploying nightmares. So, you know, you gotta, like, deploy a bunch of them, and then he can do this. Which, you know, we showed it off last time, but hey, why not? You might not, who knows, people might not have seen that. And yeah, I thought it was very funny that they were like, no, let's make all 5 nightmares combine into one. 5 mini robots become one giant robot. But wait, there's more, that's the only one. What happens when the giant robot combines with a robot bird? I love that they just went all in on just the stupid fun of this. Disclaimer, the bird, if you place down the bird first and transform it, it does not just skip to this phase, it just gives you the lower down phase. So that's a, like, that's a bummer. Also, our nightmare combination also got a helmet. Yeah, it is great. And on top of that, it has an, the animation it has for, like, its skill is great. Because you can tell that the animators had fun with this. Like, it is the reason why it is the only gacha game that I'm still playing, because... Well, I think it has some issues with it being a bit pricey, and, you know, it is somewhat mildly balanced by the limited generosity with the gems. It's definitely in that area where it's like, despite all of that, it still has fun doing all of these things. Actually, I just realized I can, You guys don't go this way anymore. Because, yeah, they do come up with these fun and goofy events, and they do go ahead and have a fun story for them all, and all of that sort of neat things. So it's like, yeah, they're still very enjoyable. And despite the fact that it's all in Japanese, it's like every now and then I'm like, okay, let me bust out the translator and find out what's going on here. Or even at that, like I said, it's like they do a decent enough job of just conveying what they need to through, like, the animations, that it's like, even without me being able to understand all of the Japanese, just the of what you call them rambling and the reactions that they give and the setup that they do, you know, you still kind of get to follow along and be like, okay, I am like 40% sure I know what's going on here. Alright, let's find out what these guys are saying. This stuff, though, no, you can't figure out what they're saying. Unless you have a translator or just know how to read Japanese, or, what you call it, or if you understand it either through audio or visual. Okay, so apparently Shirley's saying that if she can wear the same clothes as Julius, which is Lelouch, but with his memories altered, then she'll become a knight of the round too. Alright. Alright, and Julius, Lelouch, what are you gonna say?
ナイトメアで戦場に立つことも少ないだろう。権威の象徴として視覚化できるものがあればそれでいい。
Well, as a strategist, you will really find yourself on the battlefield in Nightmare. As long as something that can be visualized as a symbol of authority, that will suffice. Okay. I mean, I can mix up the team a little bit. Well, yeah, I can mix up the team a little bit if I wanted to. Oh, but now that you're 63, that means your second skill kicks in, which means that you can be a little more helpful. I think we're gonna bully them on this one. I still can bully them, but I can't bully them in the exact way that I want it to. You know, we'll go ahead and use the transform, this thing again, just because it's fun. Yeah, I'll put it there. And if I really just wanted to be mean, I could also use the player skill here, which is the exact same thing as what I've been using. Except it's once per day and not, it costs X amount of points like LaRouche's does. Oh, and since we didn't use this thing's ultimate the first time, we'll do it here. Just because we can. We're skilled. Thanks for the follow! Yeah, lots of numbers. I love that they made it so it's like, no, the robot has to drop kick the other robot. But wait, there's more! You guys already saw this before, but you know, it's fun. I'm trying to think if I got any other fun nightmares that we haven't shown off yet, because I could definitely do that. And we probably will. To me, though, this is probably my favorite of just, like, the dumb gimmick ones that they've introduced. Or event ones, just because it's like, yeah, no, this is just maximum silly and I love it. I just realized because of the music in the background, so much of this VOD on Twitch is going to be muted. But that's okay, it'll be on YouTube. You know, because we are doing the Rose stuff, maybe we'll add Rose and them into this. I'm gonna use an event version of them, and who do I want to replace? We'll swap out you guys. We'll use you. I don't know why, for some reason, I just like Rose and Dash when with the alternate costumes more. You know, I can't remember if you, get bonuses from this nightmare. No, you don't. Okay. There's another fun thing about this one. I have two reasons why I like her a lot. The first one is Halloween, because I just love it. Any Halloween stuff. And the second reason why is because she is very powerful. Because what she can do is teleport around the map, and every time she teleports, she just deals, just like a ton of damage just to everything that is within the attack range of her nightmare. So if you give her a nightmare with a very big attack range, she can just kind of like nuke the build. But no, I guess you don't get bonuses from that one, so... Where's a rose? Yeah, you'll do. Wait, no, I think the other one is better. Which is funny, because that's the newer of the two. There's that one. Yeah, I don't know why, for some reason I just like the coloring of the event one more, and just like Ash with the glasses on more. It also helps that this nightmare is significantly more powerful than the, than what you call it, the standard one as well. Because this one, we can just be like, yeah, no, we're gonna play it, well, we're not gonna, but we can place it on the squares, we can't place other units. And yeah, that's the flying jetpack, the red one. But normally it's blue. And it's like, yeah, this system with the whole nightmare thing, it's like, it's so stupid. Wow, you attack fast. I think Lelouch can also... No, okay, he can't be. Well, you can sit on that flank and, we'll let the bird sit on this one. Why not? So you know something which I also didn't think about, but I don't know how the attack order one works for this game, because there really isn't anything that is like a easy thing for me to allow you guys to mark that one, so probably don't waste your points on that the attack order one. I guess it could just be a case of you can pick what pilot we deploy, which I'd probably just simplify it down to you just name the character and I will pick one version of them. Unless you want to be that detailed and you actually know which versions of the pilots exist. What percent? Yeah, okay, so maybe I'll do that just kind of on the fly, where it's like, yeah, if you want, then if you wanted to see Jeremiah deployed, then you pay the points and I'll send him out in some form. Probably this one, because this is my favorite one. Just because of the, what you call it, this is him after he's on the orange, had opened his orange juice farm. I guess if I wanted to go ahead and make Lelouch transform into it, I could go ahead and swap out someone, so without a... No, I'd have to swap out multiple members for that to work. That's fine, though. We're gonna swap out you guys, because that's right. I forgot that we have this dude. So where is... There's Kaguya. So the reason why what I'm gonna do here is this Kaguya, when she's in the party, she makes it so that anyone belonging to the her secret agents, you know, this little bamboo symbol here, if they retreat, they don't count towards that like penalty that you would have. There's a lot of the missions will say don't have anyone retreat, don't have 2 retreat, don't have 3 retreat, or something like that. So by doing this, since he belongs to, you know, secret agent team, then it's like he can retreat. And additionally, and whenever she just drops onto the map, she gets to nuke the map. So that's also kind of fun. We'll put her in Damocles just for that reason. I don't think she'll deploy, but we have her just in case we want to have a laugh. Man, I really wish the transform thing wasn't tied to this pilot and was tied to the nightmare. Now we're gonna put you one back. I don't think I've deployed this guy in his nightmare before, so this should be fun. Okay, so apparently he's stealthy. Alright, let's see what his super is like. Get him! I'm gonna stab you with a gun, and then shoot you with that gun! That's great. Oh, you guys all got... Yeah, you all do got ear threats to worry about. Oh, that'll work for me. Yeah, I'll go with there. Have a bit more layered defense. Ooh, they get a boss. He's a no-name. But you can tell because the music changed. Go from our boss music to their boss music. But you want to know what's going to be funny? Boss fight over. I should have sent it. Well, that's fine. We're doing this one just because we can. Oh, that's right. I forgot I also shoot down things in the air, too. Well, actually, we can be mean this way, too. Give it a second. Because what she does is, when she drops in as a bomb, she takes all of our points. And suddenly, boop. And then we can retreat her for free. And she respawns very quickly. If I have the other Fine in the party, what she does is she recovers funds air points. So it makes it so that you can kind of do this bombing thing with a lot of points very frequently. Like, you can still bomb with no points and she'll still do some good damage, but sometimes you need those points for, like, the tougher things. What does this map look like? Okay, so I'm guessing I'm gonna try to do a bit of weavy things in there. So that it's like, oh, look at that, they're going this way and up. Doesn't really matter, because we're just gonna go and do this. And just barricade them in there. Yeah, we'll put you there. I made a mild mistake. Probably should have put you up there instead. Well, we can just do this. There, now you can deal with the air units. Alright, now we can basically just sit back and relax. We just kind of watch them farm everyone. Our only concern is if someone spawns behind us, which no, they aren't gonna. But if they do, then we'll just drop Kagi and suddenly everything explodes. Or we do one of Lelouch's explosions. Alright, I forgot that, when we use the, when you make the giant, Power Ranger robot, we get to go and use these things. And I also forgot that this Lelouch has 10 bombs that you can just put on the map. Just for the fun of it. If I'm lucky, I'm gonna be quick enough to, okay, that's where you were. Well, you actually chose the one which is probably the weakest to attack. Like, her attack damage is not very high since she's more of a support one, but doesn't matter. She can still kill you. Also kind of funny that both nightmares in this case are pink. Man, seriously, are they not actually gonna make us fight the blenders? I was actually very excited to fight the blenders. Yeah, there's no blenders even in this one. It's all just the same boring nonsense. How lame. I was very excited to see the blenders as a model in this. I got robbed. Yeah, I don't need to see where they're coming from. This is just enough. Okay, so... Alright, I got my plan. Actually, we'll go ahead and set up a Lelouch. Yeah, we'll put him here. And we'll see if we can make him transform. It doesn't really matter. We're just gonna have you guys drop in and out so that I can get not Suzaku, Lelouch's thing. Okay, how many more do we got? 6 more to go. It's the exact same nightmare, but you know, it's kind of fun sometimes to switch things up a bit like this. Which is also funny because you can we can have multiples of it out on the field at the same time. Since I do have the 2 different Power Rangers, but we only got one of this thing, so I can only go and make one of them super transform. Does make me wish I kinda got a second one. Alright, here's go. Oh, you chose a very bad side of the battlefield to spawn in on. I mean, you chose a better side. The one thing which is also good about when Lelouch has control of this thing is if it survived and if it wasn't at the edge of the map, it would be pushed back. I mean, I could drop her down a hole, but we're gonna go ahead and do this instead. Because it's just a little cooler. I mean, I guess at least he had a named hero? Question mark? I like that the nightmare also has a mouth. Alright, well that was all 10 of those battles. I really thought they were going to make us fight the blenders, but I am disappointed by that. Alright, let's go ahead and I'm going to disappear for the story stuff. Will my phone translate that? It usually can't because of the way how it spaces out the letters. Yeah, no, it can't figure it out because it just says NDN of morning. I'm guessing it's supposed to be end of the morning or something like that. But I got no idea. Oh, I'm gonna make it autoplay. Okay, I have no idea who you are. Oh, okay, so I guess she has a Gios, but what is her Gios? Someone's waking up in a forest. Oh, there's Pied Piper. Meanwhile, at the UFN League of Super Nations... Hey, it's Cornelia. Some fat guy. I don't know who the fat guy is. I'm really sure because it's like he shows up in the anime and he's been in like all the chapters of this. Okay, so it sounds like Cornelia is summarizing to that dude what's happening. And she said something about my character, Garfield, is their last name. Or Diesel. Both of them are correct. But saying that I'm off doing something, and also it looked like they were saying something about the Glenda Knights are also off doing something too, which is why I put them on screen. Okay, if I remember, she's one of the Neo-Britannians, but... At some point, a few of them, like at the end of the series, decide to flip sides, and it's like, okay. Like, one of them is, I think Catherine switches sides. She's the... I think she has pink hair. And I think that the redheads they just showed also got switched like defects. Oh right, she also knows Lelouch is still alive too. So to some extent, she knows that Zero isn't Lelouch.
俺たちも急ぐ。王城
Oh,
で
there's
待ち合おう。
Lelouch. He's L2.
では後で。
お兄様ですか？
ああ。私たちよ
I
り
forgot Nonnally knows that Lelouch is alive too. Wait, isn't that like the... He looks familiar.
小大隊を率いてゼロ自ら出向くとは。相手はパイドパイパー一人なのでしょう。
詳しいことは話を聞いて
But I can't remember where he's from.
彼が必要だと感じているなら準備をしておくに越したことはない。
I guess he was like in the movie or something. When I say the movie, I mean the Lelouch of the Resurrection. But alright, it seems like Suzaku, Nonnally, and whoever that guy is are in a ship flying somewhere. I would guess to Japan, because Suzaku and Nonnally's cameo seems to be like somewhere in Japan. Then the Blenders attack. And at first you see Suzaku kind of struggling and is like, oh, okay, maybe these are a big deal. And then they show Colin and she just claps an entire city's worth in a second. I was like, oh, never mind. Okay, now we're in Zilkistan. It's Jeremiah! And also Anya.
いや、僕たちもさっき着いたところだ。
Is he the king of Zilkistan?
ご無沙汰しております。
ナナリーも一緒だったのか。それにフォーグナーも。
今回 WHA の顧問であるナナリー
Kind of weird that they're all meeting up in this place and they're all kind of being like, yeah, no, we don't need to worry about all the masquerading nonsense. I guess it makes sense though, because like Zilkistan, as they show in the movie, it's like their understanding of Geos is drastically different.
ナナリー。
So for that reason, they probably can use it sort of as like
気になさらないでください、お兄様。
like secret safe base sort of stuff.
WHA の支援のおかげでジルクスタンの生活水準も
I don't know what WHA is.
して L2 殿ゼロから概要は聞いているが
ああ。では本題に入ろう。今回このジルクスタンに集まってもらったのはパイドパイパーについてだ。3年前に起きたリューネベルクでの事件以降。 俺と C2 は
Oh, right, no, I know why they're here, because that's right. Like Lelouch said, the Pied Piper's from Zilkistan, so they probably so told Suzaku and Only to meet them there so that they could just discuss it with King or whoever that is. Maybe he's just like head researcher. But, you know, and they were like, okay, no, we'll figure it out. We'll find out as much as we can about Pied Piper. Now we can go hunt him down because he's doing stuff to go and give people Geos, and we can't allow that. Because as far as I'm aware, Lelouch and C2 are trying to hunt down anyone that is using Geos for ill intent. Which I thought at first they were hunting down everyone with the Geos so they could just wipe out it entirely, but then Lelouch decides, well, you know what, Sagia can have a Geos, and it's like, oh, okay. And then in this, they kind of explained it a little bit more, where it's like, oh no, Lelouch and them are trying, like, as long as you're not using the Geos to go and be a dick, we'll let him keep going on.
シャルル皇帝たちも世界のありようを変えようとしていた。その遺跡に記されていたのはどんな機能
World Health Association? Ah, that's what it is. Didn't realize that existed in this universe too.
ギアスというのは
私のようなものが人に与えられる特殊な力だ。こっちでは瞳の力なんて呼んでいたか？
クジャパッドが持っていたような力か。あれを世界中の
Definitely makes more sense than Whoopi Hamburger's America.
なんと恐ろしい。
ただ、遺跡によるギアスの増幅を行うにはいくつか条件があるようでな。それも記されていた。
その条件とは
Okay, well, they're going into some details that I just got no idea what's going on. But it's definitely something around Geos and all the things that these people know.
3つ目は不老不死のコード。
And also they showed Belle
そうか
to some extent.
そういうことか。だからジルクスタンに。
不老不死のコードだと。
I have no idea who Belle is. It's just one of those things where it's, I know who she is because I caught her as a pilot in the game. And I was like, okay,
そうだ。
who are you?
シャムナも持っていたんだ。不老不死のコード。
なんとパイドパイパーはどうしてそれを知っているのだ。
スケリングマイケル島では遺跡の機能だけではなく、そこで研究していた者たちが ギアス教団の人間であることも分かったんだ。
ルルーシュ様から連絡を受けた私とアーチャンは先行してギアス教団跡地へと向かい調査を行った。
頑張った。お疲れ様でした、アーニャ。そこでパイドパイパーの正体を掴んだのですね。
ああ。ギアス教団が研究していたスケリッグ・マイケル島の遺跡を知っているのは。
So now I gotta wonder, do like Jeremiah and Anya like live nearby here or in the kingdom of Zilkstan?
パイドパイパーはギアス兄弟に
Or did Lelouch request them to come here?
しかし、それだけではない。その前は
Because I would have guessed that they live in like...
このジルクスタンで
In my head, for some reason, it was like, no. Jeremiah seemed like the kind of guy who would be like, no, we're moving to California. That's in the homeland of Britannia. We'll set up our orange farm and be good. But I guess I could also see them settling in Japan, too.
パイドパイパーがシャムナ様の下で遺跡や頂上の力について研究していた人間なら、シャムナ様がコードを持っていることも知っている。先ほど話にあった遺跡の機能を使うために、シャムナ様のコードを手に入れに、ここジルクスタンを訪れた。L2 殿はそうお考えなのだな。
ああ。パイドパイパーらしき男がここ最近でジルクスタンに入ったという情報を得ている。シャムナの遺体を確認したいのだが、頼めるか？
了解だ。そういうことならすぐに手続きを取ろう。
シャムナ様のご遺体が現存するのですね。
5年前の一件の後、神殿を修復いたしました。
Yeah, so 5 years ago, something or other happened.
と変わらぬお姿のシャムナ様の遺体を発見したのです。
Okay, so I think they're saying 5 years ago the movie
5年
happened.
前のあの時に確かに消失した。しかし、それでもコードが体を
And I only know that
蘇生した
because I recognize the kanji for the word year. And then they put the number 5. And then think I saw the name of the princess? Or is she the queen of Zilkstan? Oh wait, was he like the general? I think that's who he was. I think he was like their the general of the Zilkstan army.
時間通りだな。入っていいぞ。
I have no idea who that guy is. I think he was in the movie.
お久しぶりです、フォーグナー将軍。ご健勝のようで何より。
Because I think if he's the one I'm thinking of, I think he was in the movie, and his Gias was he could trick people into seeing friends as enemies and enemies as allies. Which was a very fun moment in the movie because of the fact that they showed just how ridiculously skilled Sayoko is. Because he uses the Gios on Sayoko and I think it was Colin and C2, but C2's immune to Gios, so when she just gets hit by it, she just doesn't give a damn and just carries on like normal. He's like, oh, you're one of them. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna, nope, I'm out. But like Colin, she gets tricked and she starts attacking her allies and all that, and doesn't stop until C2 just kind of smacks her and is like, knock it off. But Sayoko, when she gets hit with it, it's like she goes to attack everyone, and when she sees them flinch, she goes, that's not what an enemy would do, and immediately figures it out. And it's like, I love that they did that, where it's like you can see the Sayoko's like, it's like, yeah, she's trained and understood immediately what was happening. Okay, we're back in Hokkaido. At there's the dude I was talking about that did the whole thing for the blenders to make them work and all that. Creepy babyface man. Oh, there's clone of Charles, who I don't even care to call him whatever his name is.
It's like
He's just knockoff Gundam man. And water. It is like drinking wet air. But yeah, I mean, the mask just makes me think he's just knockoff Gundam man. Because like I swear I've seen that character in Gundam, like memes and just like shorts and stuff. From like 3 different anime. Oh, right. It is like drinking wet air. If I'm remembering correctly, then I think what's happening here is they're talking while he's setting up the robots.
貴様
Okay, and there's Pied Piper.
計画が進んでいるようです
But they're trying to make it mysterious, but we kind of already know what his silhouette is.
ここはいい
わかりました。
何の用だ
3年前の契約は果たされ
Something about 3 years ago, I guess.
預けていたものを返してもらっても
好きにしろ
ではここでお別れですさようなら仮面の王よ
Oh, he said the last goodbye. For some, I don't know why. All I know is when you say sayonara, you do not expect to see that person ever again. Oh, there's Catherine.
提案する制度のこの部分ですが何か実例があるといいのですがそれならルクセンブルグ領の記録を参考
And
に
there's
するのはいかがでしょう
Rose's body double, who is filling in as Empress. I forgot her name.
確かにそれはいい考えです
Sakura.
ありがとうございます では私
I had to really stare at her name for a long time to remember how to spell say the last letter.
咲夜様こちらの申請書類です
Oh
が
well, why would
こ
I?
ちらは
Yeah, and they all think she's
ナタリア
Sakuya.
の承認が必要ですね明日ナタリアに確認してもらえますか
わかりました
ナタリアか面倒ごとは早めに潰しちゃうかサバスラ卿今何かいいえなんでもありません私これからアインベルク会議なんで失礼しますねじゃ
I think they assigned Catherine as like her knight.
なんとか間に合った
I honestly can't remember though.
和平交渉の資料ですか
ああお前も知っての通りこのネオブリタニアは
And I super don't remember who Belle is, if she even shows up in the anime or not. Or if she's just another character for this
それ
one.
だけネオブリタニアに非があるってことですよね
不意打ちの形で北海道を占拠したんだ言い逃れはできん
ボーン卿はアインベルクなのにそんなことを言ってもいいんですか不忠になるんじゃ
私は客観的事実を述べているだけだその視点を持たねば交渉などできない
それなのにどうしてボーン卿はネオブリタニアに尽くすんです自分たちに非があることが分かっていて
正確にはネオブリタニアのためではないなお前もブリタニアバッシングは知っているだろう
出てこいメルベル
Flashback!
我々から奪った財産を返せ
はい帝国
I don't know what it was a
崩壊した
flashback for though.
ブリタニアに恨みを持つ人たちがブリタニア人を糾弾したって
そうだ皇帝ルルーシュが撃たれたことで
Something about
平
Lelouch.
和へと歩み始めたが過去との折り合いを
So I'm guessing maybe they're talking about the Lelouch's mother's assassination.
攻め立てたここ
You gotta dip, gotta do a fresh install of Windows. Oh, fair enough. Hopefully that goes well.
ブリタニ
Have
ア
a good one, and thanks for stopping by.
それもブリタニアの自業自得ですよね
そうだなしかしその矛先が圧政を敷いていた本人だけに向くとは限らない
I guess she's telling us that she's from an orphanage that got wiped out.
この北海道ブロックでは何の罪もない子供が犠牲になったんだ
子供が
今回の和平交渉うまく立ち回らねばまた子供が犠牲になる可能性が高い私は何としてでもそれを避けねばならん
ボーン卿は子供のために
子供を守るのが大人の役目だ
あなたみたいな大人もいるんですね
まあこのネオブリタニアでは珍しいかもなさてそろそろアインベルク会議の時間だ戻ったらすぐに立つあとは任せたぞ
わかりました大人か
Now thinking about it, this makes it has so many missing chapters for you guys.
ボーン卿
And for me, because I mean, I just would, when I was just playing these on my own, like I said, all I was doing was, oh, apparently we ran into them. But you know, I was just kind of going, yeah, whatever, and just clicking the skip button there.
忘れ物です
久しぶりだね迎えに来たよベル
少し遅れてしまったか。あれをフォン・ブラウン卿。
え、ああ、ボーン卿。しばらくぶりだね。
それはこっちの
God, they made that guy's face creepy.
ここ最近 K が開発局にこもりっぱなしだったからな。
His face though also reminds me of like a character out of like not any character in particular, but it looks like one of those faces you would see in Ghost in the Shell. For anyone that remembers that really old anime.
どのような兵器なのか聞いても。
ごめん、まだ秘密。
そうか。だが交渉に際しての切り札が増えるのはありがたい。
交渉？
ああ、リューネベルク卿からの命でな。超合衆国との和平交渉を私が担当することになったんだ。
そうなんだ。
1時間ほどで戻る。I think he's a character for the game, but I don't really know. Because the other issue with like Rose being 12 episodes is they really didn't stand out too much, so a lot of stuff just kind of blends together from that.
いきなりご挨拶だな、君も。
どうしてお前が生きていると聞いている。
Oh man, he really doesn't like Pied Piper. Oh, okay, so he's had an encounter with us for something over it. Because we're Age of Pendulum. Or Pendulum. I don't know. I don't know if there's a difference between a pendulum and a pendulum. I think it's pendulum, but just Japanese. Okay, and he's showing off his Gias mark, so yeah, he can give out Giases. And is immortal. His code, that's what it's called. Now I wonder, can he use a Gias like Lelouch can, or is his code not broken?
先日みたいに私に逆らうような真似はしないことだね。そうでないとベルがどうなるかわからないよ。
Man, it's a good thing it's like on it, like his clavicle or whatever. Because imagine if it was like on your butt, and you just had to go ahead and be like, no, hang on, wait, I gotta show you the tramp stamp.
君はことが終わるまで何人も遺跡に近づかせないようにしてくれ。それがベルを守ることになる。よろしく頼んだよ、ヴィナス。
Okay, we got Nina. Oh, wait. Why is Colin here now? Colin Benio. I'm guessing that they're not in Hokkaido and they're in Japan. Or like Tokyo, more accurately. I bet there was something in the corner that said where they were.
そうなんですね。よかった。
それにしても、あいつが重傷を負うなんて信じられない。相手はネオブリタニア。
それがまだなんとも。ですよね。はじめまして、光月徳佐。八戸基地所属の酒井湊少尉です。
ええ、私は光月カレン。と言っても予備役だけどね。こっちは私の後輩のベニオ。
赤木ベニオです。八戸ってことは、酒井さんは北海道に？
はい。アインシュタイン博士の護衛で北海道に入っていました。
そっか。この間のダモクレス戦の時に。酒井さんも詳しい経緯はわからないのね。
はい。私が協力していたレジスタンスグループがネオブリタニアの襲撃を受けて混乱していたこともあり、詳しいことは何もお役に立てずに申し訳ありません。
何言ってるの。酒井さんが連れ帰ってくれたから一命を取り留めたんだよ。役に立ってないなんてことない。ま、手術が成功したって言うんなら一安心。あとはあいつの意識が戻るまで待ちましょう。
フィーネに続いてお前まで失うわけには。
Apparently I got beat up in whatever happened last.
早く目を覚ましてくれよ。
All bandaged up.
超合衆国との交渉。スタンリーは新兵器の最終調整。他の者は別名を下すまで各自の判断に委ねる。
はいはい。それって自己責任で何やってもいいってことですか？
サバスラ卿、何を？
内緒。
構わん。任せる。
では僕も好きにさせてもらおう。
クロムウェル卿。
なんだなんだと聞いている、フォン・ブラウン卿。悪いが時間を無駄にしたくないんでな。
いや、クロムウェル卿用の専用機が完成したんだ。
ようやくか。
ごめん。
いや、使わせてもらう。今の僕には力が必要だからな。失礼する。
I think that's like their castle? Like in Hokkaido? I can't remember exactly.
フォン・ブラウン卿、こんなところまで。
Well, like headquarters, I guess you could call it.
なんだ、心配してくれているのか？
うん。僕はこんな見た目だから誰も近寄って。
It's even creepy because he doesn't move his mouth.
ボン卿は普通に話しかけてくれた。だから。
見た目なんか関係ない。私は K の能力を高く評価しているのでな。今回も K が作ってくれたクイーンアスラを持っていく。出番はないだろうが、念のためにな。ナイトメアが必要なくなるよう交渉を進めてくるつもりだ。
大丈夫だよ。ロキが配備されれば、ボン卿が戦う必要もなくなる。
Kinda cool that we got a picture from the anime. I always like it when they do that.
ボン卿、お時間です。わかった。
すまないな、フォン・ブラウン卿。
It's also still weird to me that like the game just makes it so that anyone who doesn't matter, they just get no eyes. Like you can tell when they matter because they get eyes.
桜台と発戦所にはシュバルツキングの部隊がいるのか？
俺たちが攻め込んだ時は中隊規模が配備されていました。
中隊規模か。
一度襲われているからには次はそれ以上の数になっているだろうね。
あと所属不明の機動兵器まで出てきたんです。
機動兵器？妙な言い方をするね。ナイトメアじゃないの？
はい。なんだかヤドカリのような形をしているんですが、こいつです。
確かにヤドカリね。
それに
Oh, finally the blender shows up to some extent.
でかいじゃねえか。とにかく硬くてすばしっこいやつでした。
こいつは面倒そうなやつだな。ネオブリタニアの新兵器か。
It's kind of funny that you can tell that you can see the antenna of the thing peeking out at the top there. And they just put the black frame around it. Like they should have pulled that out a little bit more.
まずは保管してくれていた装備を手分けして回収しよう。
了解だ。
I guess there's only 2 days left for the the discounted subs too, so. You know, if you're having fun with me and you want to go ahead and help me out, then go ahead and get some of those cheaper subs.
エージェントペンデュラムの手術が成功したって一命を取り留めたんですって。
Oh, by the sounds of it, it sounds like I died, guys. No one is happy if I make a recovery.
やったじゃねえか、相馬。お前の先輩無事だってよ。よか
った。よーしみんな、ここが正念場だよ。
My Jedi Master didn't become one with the Force.
みんなで乗り越えるんだ。
よかった。ロゼがいつも通りに戻ってくれて。
ああ、そうだな。
Alright, that general dude with the scar on his face, He knows that Rose is the princess or whatever.
やつがパイドパイパーが北海道にいる。
なんだって？
So I'm guessing I found out something about where he's going. But he at least survived or something.
はい。先生。
This is gonna make so much more sense when I come back and actually like rewatch these. Actually, no, it won't. But I do kind of like watching him this way, which is kind of doing guesswork. But oh, another scene from the anime. But yeah, there's been a channel that I found. But you know, I found a YouTube channel that translates all these cutscenes, you know, into English, and it's like it's so awesome. It's kind of what we're doing here now, except translated into English.
ごめん。
But yeah, I haven't seen Lancebot's newest translations of these yet.
シャムナの遺体を確認してきた。
どうだった？
Like, I usually watch them much later. I'm waiting for him to go, or for them to keep going through the season 2 things.
タマラ、その時の状況を説明してくれ。
はい。あれは数日前のことです。私はこの神殿の警備についていました。その時にあの男がシャムナ様の遺体を見たいとやってきたのです。当然断りました。
それなのにどうしてだ？他にも警備の者がいただろう。奴はどうやってシャムナ様の遺体から？
私が通したからです。
何？
仕方なかったんです。幼い息子を人質に取られて。
ギアスを使ったのか。奴のやりそうなことだ。
それからはあっという間でした。不思議なことにシャムナ様の下腹部にあった刻印が男の首元に移ったのです。
これでパイドパイパーがコードを持ったことは確定だな。
他に何か気づいたことはないか？
いえ、あっという間の出来事でしたので。待ってください。ラーニア。
ラーニア？
ええ、確かそうつぶやいていました。
ラーニア。人の名前か？
ジルクスタン人の女性名ですね。
パイドパイパーの。いや、ハリク・アルアーシュの素性をつかむ手がかりになるかもしれない。クジャパット、お前には引き続き調査を頼む。と言いたいところだが、さすがに一人では時間がかかってしまうな。
なら、我々黒の騎士団が残ろう。ナナリーの護衛という名目なら、ジルクスタンでも行動できる。
それがいいでしょう。
私は L2 様の指示に従いますよ。
では、こちらの件は頼む。あとはパイドパイパーの行き先だが。サファイアかな？俺だ。なんだって？わかった。すぐに向かう。
何があった？
ガーフィールドが北海道でパイドパイパーと交戦して重傷を負ったらしい。
ガーフィールドが？
ガーフィールドさんは大丈夫なのですか？
ああ、命に別状はないらしい。しかし、シャムナのコードを得ている以上、パイドパイパーは不死身だ。それにコードを得たということは、先ほどの遺跡を利用する条件を満たしている可能性が高い。俺たちは急いで日本へと向かう。こちらのことは任せたぞ、ゼロ。
了解だ。
ごめんなさい。せっかく報告のために寄稿してもらったのに。
いえ、 ネオブリタニアとの和平交渉ともなれば最優先にしてもらうことですから、お気になさらないでください。
でもマーガレットも大変だよね。公務とはいえ着いたばっかの日本からハワイに行かなきゃなんて。
それだよな。せっかく神戸に来たってのに中華街にも行ってないんだろ。
はい、豚まんというものを食してみたかったのですが、残念です。
冷凍のものも売ってるみたいだよ。後で買っといてあげるね。
ああ、嬉しいです。
というかだな、お前ら大統領に対して慣れ慣れしすぎだ。敬意を持て、敬意を。
はいはい、相変わらずお堅いな、ハメル護衛官殿は。
うるさい。それよりもどうしてお前たちは私服なんだ。
だってマーガレットを見送ったら神戸の街に遊びに行くんだもん。
久しぶりの日本だもの。楽しまなくちゃ。
お前らな。
まあまあハメル、00S7 のみんなはここのところ調査続きでしたから、たまには羽を伸ばしてもらわないと。
ウォルポール大統領の懐の深さに感謝するんだな。
では行ってきますね。
はい、行ってらっしゃい。
気をつけて。
ソキア、各方面の展開状況は？
レオンハルトさんの天空騎士団がサンルイズ、ティンクさんの重装騎士団がアクアシティ、ノネットさんたちがピアースに展開完了で、私たちがカートフェルに布陣してるけど、こんなに大げさにする必要あった？ほとんど全部隊だよ。
ブリタニア共和国、旧リューネベルクの人たち、両方を守る。
Don't know how, but my mic got muted. But as I was saying,
3年前の出来事。
so with those characters there, I have no idea about any of them, since they're from like the movies which took place in like Europe or something. But I don't understand their clothes at all for that one, because it's like the dude looked like he just forgot a quarter of his jacket, and the girl just looked like, it's like, how are her sleeves staying up? Actually, I have an idea of how they're staying up, but still, it's just like, those are very odd sleeves.
ホノルルに到着します。会議は明朝からとなっております。わかった。
Like, her outfit was just really weird.
言い出したのはノーランドだ。おそらく何か考えがあってのことだろう。何を企んでいるノーランド。
さあ、頭のお堅い防音鏡もいないことだし、さっさとやっちゃいますか。ナタリお嬢様、大変です。
何ですか、あなたたちは。
ナタリア・ルクセンブルグ、あなたを国家反逆罪の容疑で拘束します。
I mean, so these are supposed to be Neo-Britannian soldiers, and they're arresting her or something? I don't remember exactly. Meanwhile, at an Amazon warehouse.
ちゃんと残っててくれよ。
見つけたぞロゼ。箱爆弾だ。
よかった。これがあるのとないのとじゃ。ねえ。
よかった。つながった。
何かあったのメイ？
はい。ナタリアお嬢様がネオブリタニアの軍人に連れて行かれたんです。国家反逆罪の容疑とかなんとかで。
ナタリアが？
私との関係がバレた？シュバルツルークに捕まったから？でもそれならタイミングがおかしい。シュバルツルークの研究所を破壊したことはその日のうちに知られているはず。数日経ったこのタイミングでナタリアだけ捕らえられるのは不自然。私との関係がバレているのならメイやバレンも捕らえられるはず。そうではないのなら。
心配しないでメイ、私が何とかする。こっちが片付いたらそっちに向かうから待ってて。
わかりました。
ナタリア城に何かあったのか？
ネオブリタニアに囚われたって。でも焦りは禁物だ。
Yeah, so it sounds like the New Britannians took the girl in the green dress. The maid is saying something or other to them. Now, because they're friends, they're like, oh, we gotta do something about this. Then we're back at the castle. Okay, so yeah, they took her for interrogation, I guess.
ナタリア、ごきげんよう、サバスラ卿。これはあなたの指示ですか？
そうよ。
理由をお聞かせいただいても？
あれれ？お使いくんたちから聞いてない？国家反逆罪の容疑って。
それが理由ではありませんよね。私は皇帝陛下に逆らったことは一度もありませんもの。
Man, I really wish this game didn't, get shut down in the US.
なんか、やましいことの一つでもあれば、話が早かったんだけど。
というと？
なんとかしてよ、スメラギ咲夜。
咲夜様を？
It would have made so much of my life easier.
騎士だか救済だか知らないけど、わけのわかんないもん作ろうとしてさ。
Like, I don't think we'd be at this point because this is like year 4, so we'd still be in the year 2 stuff, but I wouldn't care.
くだらない。弱いやつが弱いやつを守ろうなんて。
I guess in a way that was kind of fun because now I get to feel like I'm living in the future.
そうでしょうか。
はあ。
力がないと自覚しているからこそ。
The future, which is the present.
それは咲夜様だけではない。この世界を生きる人のほとんどが特別な力を持ちません。だからこそ他人を思いやり、他人のために力を尽くす。それが社会というものでしょ。
綺麗事はうんざり。その社会は弱いものを利用して食い物にするの。でも強ければ違う。このネオブリタニアではどんなことをしてもノーランド様がノーと言えば一瞬で吹き飛ぶ。それが強さということ。
サバスラ卿にとってはそれが強さなのね。ならもう少し咲夜様のそばにいるべきね。
ああ、
そうすれば本当の強さを知ることになる。
本当の強さですって。まあいいわ。あなたの身は当分の間拘束させてもらう。そうすれば制度作りごっこも頓挫。いずれ諦めるでしょ。それまで交流生活を楽しんで。
But yeah, actually the voice acting is one of the few things that kept me interested in the story enough to be like, I'm following it to Japan for the story. Hey, there was the Empress of China. Still no idea who any of these guys are, but apparently 2 of them don't matter because they didn't get eyes.
どうぞ。
もともと北海道は合衆国日本の領土。ネオブリタニアを名乗る組織によって武力占拠が行われているというのが我々の認識だ。しかし、
I would assume this guy is supposed to be talking, but it's weird that they didn't animate his mouth. So now that kind of makes me wonder about the creepy wide-eyed dude. If he's supposed to move his mouth too, but they just want he's not important. He's important enough to get eyes, but not important enough to have a mouth move.
そちら側の条件は？
我々の条件は2つ。北海道ブロックの武力解除による領土主張撤回、および現政府の解体だ。
なるほど。
Oh, she's not moving her lips. Oh no, she is. Okay, never mind.
から見ると、我々ネオブリタニアは侵略者と見えるかもしれない。
見えるも何も。
Maybe this dude's a ventriloquist. Imagine that, you become a you're a politician, you go ahead and do all this sort of nonsense, but you go ahead and constantly use your ventriloquism just to have a laugh.
それはどういう？
かつて帝国の崩壊後に世界中で猛烈なブリタニアバッシングが起きたことはご存知だろう。凄惨な犠牲が出たことも忘れてはならない。
That'd be pretty
そんなブリ
funny.
タニアバッシングから罪なきブリタニア人を守る。それがネオブリタニアの存在意義だ。
それは
我々は国民の安全と生命を守る。そのために必要な条件を提示させていただこ
う。してやられたな。過去に発生したブリタニアバッシングへの言及。それを盾とした存在意義の提示か。
ブリタニア側で起きる問題への対策と言われては、超合衆国としては言及しづらい。完全に出花をくじかれましたね。
かぐや様やシュナイゼル様が退任されたとはいえ、数いる代表の方々と渡り合うとは、あのナラボーンという騎士、なかなかの切れ者ですね。
お前もそう見るか、ギルフォードよ。ジノはどう見る？
ギルフォード卿の見立て通りですよ。よほどの切れ者でないと、あの奈良の弁には対抗できないでしょうね。
よほどの切れ者か。
交渉は決裂とまではいきませんでしたが、妥協点を探るべく次回に持ち越しとなりました。それまでに
It's interesting how all of them have like the same uniform, but it's like a little bit different color on like their
打て
detailing.
る手は打っておくべきか。
There's Kaguya.
そう。あの後、そんなことが。
パイドパイパーの話は聞いていたけど、何が目的なのかさっぱりわからないわね。
3年前のリューネベルク放棄にも関わっていた男だ。今回も何か目的があって北海道に現れたはずなんだが。
でもあれは確実に自爆でした。朦朧としていましたが、奴の機体が吹き飛んだのは見ています。あれではとても生きてはいない。
いや、奴は生きている。
When suddenly Lelouch. Oh, L2. Same thing.
たちも
久しぶりだな。
Jeremiah motherfucker.
その
Wow.
メンツただごとじゃないよね。
ああ、今から詳しく話させてもらう。
I lost my mouse there for a second.
日本人救済制度か。
More for the
こん
anime.
なものが何になるっていうのやら。それじゃ私はこれで失礼します。
待ってください。
嫌です。
ルクセンブルグ卿を逮捕したというのは本当ですか？
本当です。テロリストへの協力容疑で。
会わせてください。私が直接会って話を聞きます。
無理です。余計なことをしないでください。私の仕事が増えるじゃないですか。あなたはおとなしく制度作りごっこでもしていればいいんです。
わかりました。あなたでは拉致が開きません。直接伺います。
はあ？何言ってるんですか？ちょっとやめろってば。
これがあなたの言う強さですか？
Like this there is a part where it's like, okay, I remember this happening in the anime, but I can't remember any of what's happening here. I think it was like Sakuya or Sakura. No, I think I can't remember which one it is. Body double is like, hey, can you deliver something for me? And Catherine's just outright going no. But she's really snooty, to put it politely. So, throwing a fit. I guess I could also say being a brat is also a somewhat polite way of putting it too.
ちょっと何？
人の弱さを憎まないでください。
人の弱さを憎んではいけないよ。
死ぬんだよ。弱いと。さあ、パイドパイパーは遺跡を使って世界中の人々にギアスを。
I guess we're in Zilkistan still? So I guess that's where I got retreated when I'm sent back to go and heal up.
それが分かれば、奴の目的も見えてくるかもしれん。
そうだね。でも、私たちがやるべきことは決まってい
So
る。
that means that
ああ、パイドパイパーを止める。絶
I
対
think
に
either one of what you call it was like, oh, my character's injured, or it was a case of where it's like we're still in
そんな傷で動けるわけない。
Hokkaido.
俺みたいに不死身じゃないんだ。
But
無理をするな。
it looks like this is like the Zilkistan background, so it's like
ふざけているつもりはない。
that means that a submarine infiltrated us in, and a submarine was able to infiltrate us out. So, why couldn't they have gotten Black Knights in?
周りをよく見ろ。
Alright, we're getting all the named the B named characters together, and
たまには
Colin.
仲間を頼ってみるのもいいんじゃないか。
L2、まさかあなたにそんなことを言わ
And
れ
I
る
guess
とは思ってい
Benio
な
also
かった。
has, I guess a fair few characters have been filled in where it's like, yeah, Lelouch's alive, this is what's happened, blah blah blah.
どの口が言ってんだって話。
I really would have thought that the circle would have been a lot smaller.
主の言う通りではないかな。私たちはそのつもりでここまで来たのだから。
うん。ありがとう。
Well, actually, I guess the only ones that kind of surprise me here is like that Black Knight girl with like the maroon hair
ネオブリ
and
タニアと
Benio.
いう敵がいる。先の戦いでも正体不明の機動兵器が出てきた。
ネオブリタニアの新兵器か。確かに戦力が必要だな。
北海道に入るにしてもシトゥンペの壁があります。従来のナイトメアではまともに戦えません。
シトゥンペの壁って桜大東を不活性化させるんですもんね。
それなら私の体も危ういな。
大丈夫。こうなると思って助っ人を呼んでおいたから。
助っ人？
めちゃくちゃ頼りになる人たち。
どうもー。呼ばれて飛び出てじゃじゃじゃじゃーん。
ロイドさん、それに
Who's the girl with purple hair?
来ちゃいました。
楽勝太さんにサビ取りたちも。
時間がないんだろう。ちゃっちゃとやっちまうじゃないか。みんな。
Well then, I wonder if that means that I'm guessing my nightmare got beat up again and it probably needed up repairs and or upgrades. So does that mean we're gonna get a newer version of me probably like with the next episode?
いたずらに時が過ぎるだけで落としどころは見つけられないだろう。
一筋縄ではいかないと。
ああ、これでは名ばかりの平和になってしまう。もう一度超合衆国の代表に復帰してもらえないか、かぐや。
わかりました。その依頼お受けしましょう。
ロキもファウルバウトの準備も完了。楽しみだな。やっと僕の研究が日の目を見る瞬間が来たんだ。これで戦争は終わる。ブリタニアの敵はいなくなる。
Black Reaper
が
is
戦う
doing
必
whatever.
要もなくなる。救われるんだ。
ノーランド様、フォン・ブラウン卿による最終調整は終了。アップデートした機体から順次自立型輸送潜水艦ナールへと搭載し、ご指示のあったポイ
I
ント
don't know, I remember, I think that's Arnold. He's just basically the new cyborg who's meant to be like their, Jeremiah. But he's just so much lamer. But, you know, it's like they made him a cyborg and they made it so that, he has the same, like, Gios canceller. And, you know, it's how Ash learns that it's like, Sakia did the Gios to him. Meanwhile, in Hawaii. Oh, I think that means we're getting close. I'm wondering if this means we're getting close to the blenders being released. Because I think Hawaii is where they made the first robot show up and start doing its blender crap.
ノーランド様、自立型輸送潜水艦ナール全艦配備完了しました。
よし、それではフィンブルベトルの始まりだ。前期射出せよ。
Yes, my lord!
Oh, hey, we actually get anime that moves. Yeah, okay, so this is when the blenders get released. Kinda cool that at least we got to see them actually do this. Some of the dog sounds so much weirder in this. See what I mean? It's just such a dumb big blender.
何が起きた？
わかりません。各国との通信途絶しています。
せめて映像はないのか？
現在情報本部を設置し、 各都市の監視カメラ映像を解析しています。
何か分かったか？
今映像のサルベージが終わったところです。画質は荒いですが出します。
Wow, they really 8-bitted the hell out of it.
人を飲み込んでいるのか？
新手のナイトメアでしょうか。
そう考えるのが普通だが。映像を戻せ。
はい。
コックピットがない。自立型殺戮兵器だとでも言うのか？何なんだこいつは。
超合衆国が議長を変えてきた。次に相手をすることになるのは初代議長であるスメラギ家具よ。これまでのようにはいくまい。交渉再開は3日後か。なんだ！
ナイトメア部隊に出動を要請するんだ。正体不明機が多数、超合衆国本部の敷地内に侵入。
代表たちの安全確保を最優先。シェルターに誘導。すぐにナイトメア部隊を向かわせろ。なんだこいつの硬さは。中段が弾かれる。
I was expecting him to just kind of use the anime to show the jump on the nightmare and cut it open sort of deal. That was just even funnier that they went, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to make it so that the cutouts, we'll paste one cutout on top of the other one, and then we'll make a booming noise.
今の赤いの、なんだろう。
次京都行こうって。清水寺行きたい。
どんだけ歩き回るつもりだよ。
いいじゃん。せっかく久しぶりの日本なんだし。
I'm calling these 5 the Scooby Gang because all they're missing is the dog. Ah, no, but they don't solve mysteries.
何？みんなクルーザーまで走るんだ。
ナナリー様、ようこそお越しくださいました。
Oh, here's where the cameo is for in the episode, because you see Non-Lee and Zero there, and he's like, oh, that's fun. You're checking out a bunch of kids and doing whatever it is at some sort of airport, when suddenly, giant blenders attack.
このジルクスタンにも花を咲かせることができました。これも WHA のナナリー様が働きかけてくれたおかげ。ナナリー様、ありがとう。いいえ、私は何も。皆さんの努力の結果ですよ。
ゼロ、クジャパッドがハリクの素性をつかみました。
Oh man, I kind of want to rewatch again to see if that dude was in there.
L2 たちにも。
Kind of doubt it though. But he might have been.
この音。
どうしました？
フォーグナー、全部隊に警戒態勢を取るように通達。機動兵器がこちらに接近している。
何ですと？
私はナナリーをノートリに避難させた後にマホロバ白式で出る。民間人を守るぞ。
了解です。
オズ、レオンハルトさんから連絡。サンルイズにも正体不明機が出たって。アクアシティ、ピアスに続けてサンルイズも。ってことは団長、カートフェルに向かってくる一団があります。やっぱり
オルドリン・ジボンが命じる。これよりグリーンダ騎士団は人命救助を最優先とし、正体不明機を殲滅する。
Guys, if we were actually watching Rose, we'd probably get less story, but we'd be 2/3 of the story of done with what story they gave us.
エージェント新月を手伝わなくてもいいの？
パーシー・フランケンシュタインの居場所は突き止めた。後じまいに俺はふさわしくない。
またそうやって隠居感を出すんだから。まだ若いのに。
今の俺はマリーのそばにいる方が重要だからな。
もう、またそんな。
These two also made a cameo in the Oh, there's their cameo in the anime. Yeah, they basically gave everyone like maybe 6 seconds or less. But it's like, yeah, if you showed up from something previous, we'll give you 6 seconds, that's it. And then for some reason, this, like, cafe owner has an RPG. Jeez, why? I could understand him having a pistol or something, but an RPG? What do you think? Maybe because it's well, I guess an RPG is just a rocket-propelled grenade. I was thinking, or do you think they call it instead of that, like it's an anti-nightmare system? Things are kicking off now. Actually, because we're kind of reaching the end of this, there's not anything story-wise that Code Geass has released yet. So I'm wondering what this game's going to do for content after that. Oh, more of the anime. Yep, more blending. It's weird. It's still weird to me. Like, they've done this throughout the entire game, but it's weird when they take a scene from the anime, and instead of letting it play out, they just make it a still. It's like, yeah, here's 3 screenshots from it. Oh, they're gonna make it so a giant, a mini version of Obot. Just, I was really hoping they do the same thing again with the nightmare. Okay, they actually made like an in-game cutscene sort of deal. That's neat. Oh, it's the one from which we saw at the trailer thing.
Leila, ここら一帯の敵を排除する。指示を頼む。
ええ、任せて。
There's Suzaku. It's weird that we still haven't gotten that version of his nightmare yet, too. Like, I expected them to give it to us when they did the movie store part, but you know, they still haven't given us that.
どうも無人機のようですな。さすがの私も機械相手には勝てないんで避難してきました。
クジャパッドさん、人を殺すためだけの機械だというのですか？あれは
どこの誰だか知りませんが、よくもあんな邪悪なものを作れるもんです。どちらへ？外は危険ですよ。
Oh, that's kind of neat that they actually gave her like a different Wait, why does she have her eyes closed here? She's not blind. I was gonna say it's kind of neat that they gave her a like wheelchair motor noise. Maybe she just had him closed to think.
私たちは剣を持たない人のために。このままじゃ。
Well, now I don't know whose nightmare that is. Oh, I guess it's just generic Glenda Knight. Because they have the letter A in their name.
Yes, my lord.
ソキア、ここは私とシズたちで一掃する。こいつらがどこから来たのか突き止めて。
You know, it's kind of fun because it made it so like after they introduced the Rosie characters with their kind of nightmares combining together, they introduced a bunch of other characters whose nightmares combined together, like these two. Like existing characters, like they gave them that, but also they had some fun with some like new ones as well. Like one of the first ones they introduced was again an April Fool's thing where they just had a laugh, whereas Lelouch and Suzaku can combine to make one. We've shown that one. Oh, excuse me. We've shown that one off on stream before.
助かった。
さあ、ご老人、こちらへ。
ありがとう。
オズ、今よ。
わかった。ゲフィオン。
Oh, did he get an upgraded nightmare too?
聞きが悪い。なら。
It looks like it. Well, I mean, I'm guessing since it has a model, we'll probably be getting it fairly soon. So maybe that's the one which we get next chapter where they'll be like, oh, check it out, you can get this new version of What's-His-Face with his new nightmare.
48の仕様として正体不明機と交戦中。ブリタニア共和国沿岸部被害拡大につき一部の前線が後退。ナイトメアフレームの配備の薄い地域は
Alright, just going off of the map in the background of the red. It's like, geez, those things did cover a lot of ground very fast.
PMC それから退役軍人にも協力要請を。少しでも多くナイトメアに乗れる人間をかき集めるんだ。
待ってください。独断での軍事行動は合衆国憲章に反す。
そんなこと言っている場合か。敵の正体がわからない以上、災害への自衛として対処しろ。責任は全て私が取る。
Alright, back at the castle.
そうすれば本当の強さを知ることになる。
私は本当の強さを知っています。
人の弱さを憎んではいけないよ。
本当の強さって何よ。弱いやつのことも考えろってこと。
サバスラ教。
スタンリーじゃない。ここに来るなんて珍しい。
助けて。
は
あ？もう君しか頼れないんだ。
ちょっと落ち着きなさいってば。一体何が？
襲撃だ！何かが襲ってきてる！
来た。
Oh, it seems like they're just about to find out that, they don't have their IFF or whatever you want to call it to identify the Neo-Britannians as friends.
昨夜様、どうしてこちらに？
あなたが捕まったと聞いたので、私にできることはないかと。
ご心配をおかけして申し訳ありません。ですが大丈夫です。今回の件、あなたが取り組んでいる制度作りをよく思っていないサバスラ教の判断のようですので。
サバスラ教の？そういうことなら。
The thing is, I recall that when it was like they learned that, what you call it, the creepy dude? I swear it was like he learned that as it was like, oh yeah, it just goes and shows him and blends him.
何？吸い込まれて。ナタリア、捕まって。
体が。
人を吸い込んで殺した。もうダメ。何やってんのよこいつは。
I don't know why they tried to pretend like it's like, oh, we don't know who that is.
こいつがスタンリーの言ってたロキってやつね。こんなのをノーランド様が。
現在北海道ブロック内で確認されている機動兵器相馬たちが桜大と発電所で戦ったやつと同じで間違いないね。
ああ、だが数が桁違いだ。北海道内の各所で出現が確認されている。
それが北海道だけじゃないみたいなんだ。世界各地で人々を襲っているらしい。
なんだって。これがノーランドの策だというのか。
確証はないけどおそらくね。全ては時間稼ぎだったんだ。
カリスに代わりスメラギ咲夜を皇帝にしたことも、ダモクレスやフレイヤを使ったことも、今回の和平交渉も、全てはこの機動兵器を世界中にばらまくための時間稼ぎに違いない。こうなった以上、まずは目の前の状況を何とかしよう。黒戸さん、
同感だ。ここから近いルクセンブルグ領内に例の正体不明機が多数出現したらしい。まずはそこから対処する。
ちょうど俺たちも向かっているところなんだ。向こうで落ち合おう。
了解だ。くれぐれも気をつけてな。
黒戸さんたちも。アッシュ、聞こえてたよね。まずは。
悪いがロゼ、運転を代わってくれるか。
え？俺はあいつらか。こっちは急いでるってのに。
よし。
Man, you know, I wish they would show this. But there was a scene in the anime which was very funny, where they just show the giant blenders, where they're kind of going, oh yeah, well they're not running out of power because all they're doing is stopping at gas stations and refueling themselves. And it's just a very comical scene of where it's like you see 3 of them and one of them is just taking like the gas pond, like the wand, like the handle for a gas pump, and it's just putting it into the other ones, and it's like, that is hilarious. It's like, we've never seen these things have to fuel a nightmare have to fuel it before, but for some reason these ones run off just standard old petrol. In a world where they went, no, Sakuradite, which is this ridiculous magic fuel, works. But these things don't run off of that. Or maybe it's like liquid Sakuradite. Maybe they've found out how to refine it into that, but still, it was just really funny seeing them do that. Okay, so Soma and those two to the rescue, the resistance. It's kind of amusing how they did when they did introduce like the cartoon versions of the nightmares like this. Oh, it's back to the cartoon. Yeah, this is what I meant with the spinning blades of doom thing. And yeah, even though those characters have names and all that, it's like I couldn't tell you anything about them. To be continued right now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause it for just a second to use the bathroom, so I will be right back. Okay, back. What I figure what we'll do is we'll finish the last cutscene, then maybe we'll do like the extra mission to go and get that. We'll collect up the prizes, and maybe we'll do a little bit more, but I suspect more likely than not, I'm probably going to call it a night at that point, because it is almost 3 a.m. And, you know, I probably should start getting ready to go to bed. So I'm going to disappear again. We'll watch the last cutscene. I'll do my last bits of ramblings. Then we'll do that last mission and, probably call it a night. And away we go. Man, now I kind of want to know if there actually are that many Sutherland 2s in the anime or not. This part I remember because what you call it, they're ready to shoot her and they're like, oh, hey, this is your scheme in Neo Britannian, and then I forget who it is, but somebody's like, are you fucking dumb? Cornelia, that's who it is. It's like, seriously? She literally just saved one of you and you're being that stupid?
団員の命を救った霊に銃口を向けるとは和平など遠い未来だぞ。
お心添え感謝いたします、コーネリア総司令。私が機関らの敵ではないことを今後の行動を見てご判断ください。
I mean, I'm like doing the hand-drawn art for the nightmares is pretty good for those sort of scenes. Because that looks a lot cooler. Then, you know, like if they just used like the, I think before they used like the CGI ones, or I liked it more when they had like the holographic display for like the pilot inside the nightmare deal. Oh, she's got that low energy warning. Bone at 15%. I guess he is too.
しっかりしろ。そうま。
引くわけにはいかない。よく言った、少年。
Hey, it's our song. Boss fight, friendly boss fight inbound.
プレゼントを届けに来たぞ。そうま。
プレゼント。
援護するからすぐに乗り換えて。
乗り換えるって。
By the sounds of it, it sounds like they flew something through the Shapunde barrier, which means that we got Anya here, and it looks like. I'm guessing that's a new nightmare for Soma. Because it looks like it's his nightmare, but upgraded. Looks chunkier. And also, really, they just use the same sort of glider thing? That makes me wonder if it's going to be able to combine with that nightmare from Rose. If so, that's kind of cool that they're going to turn that into more of like a universal thing where it's like, yeah, no, this is just a flight unit that can be manned. Well, I'm very excited for this new nightmare. So possibly 2 new nightmares with the next, if they really decide to release them with the next episode. It's cooler out of the 2. Too fast! Went too fast! That's what it seems like. He's got lightning darts. Man, his nightmare really got an upgrade. Or his new one. Now I'm kind of glad we used him for the story stuff. By the way, I would guess though by the way that they're making it so that he sounds like he's physically exerting himself, probably its ability is going to be something that damages the nightmare, where it says, oh yeah, no, trade 3000 HP to do the thing. Because a lot of nightmares have that one. Alright, and we've finished the story, so yeah, I would guess probably with the next story chapter, What was there? There's probably we'll get Soma's new nightmare, and there was someone else who they showed off they had a new nightmare. Oh right, it was Oz. So it's like maybe we could get those two. Because that would make sense, since it seems like they usually give us like 2 characters per thing. Like this one, you know, for this one they gave us Lelouch and C2, but they both use the same nightmare. Which on that note, I'm kind of surprised they didn't show off them using this and that in any of the cutscenes. Because, you know, that would have kind of made sense, where it's like they show up, they do some cool stuff with it, and voila. But I guess not. Alright, let's go ahead and do this hard mode. But yeah, I could see them making it so that they kind of release those two, just because it's like you get a new Soma, he'll get some new artwork and abilities, he'll get his new version of the nightmare, and I would guess at that point that means probably what? If there was only the 2 characters, probably they do Soma and Oz, or maybe they decide to throw your character in as sort of like one of the last minute things, so you go, oh, I want that so bad, that's me! Which absolutely would work on me. I didn't realize I was like over stamina on this either. If I was, I probably would have been like, oh, let's go and do some more missions first so I can get that below, so we kind of rebuild the stamina from watching the cutscenes, but eh. Who else do I want to put on the field? Yeah, I'm just gonna basically box this in. Oh, he must stealth people around him, because I just noticed that my nightmare is stealthed. As you can tell, because it has that little bit of smokiness around it. I wonder if it's like a permanent stealth buff, or if it's just something where it's because he drops in. It's also kind of fun because we got the music going too, so it does feel like it's the fight after he got his new nightmare sort of deal, even though we can't have it right now. Plus, I'm using sort of like the movie version of mine instead of the one that I would have right now. But I consider it like a step down, and it's like, yeah, this one's cooler. Yeah, at this point, I'm guessing he kind of puts a stealth buff on whoever's around him. That's kind of cool. Alright, well that's all the things that we have to do there. Let's collect up our prizes. Oh, that's cool. We get some of those. What even do I get? Oh, more gems is great. Yeah, that's kind of why it's kind of fun to stay on top of the missions and why I blew through them instead of and just kind of skipped over the story and was like, I'll come back to these later. Is because every time they release new missions for like the week or two that they're new, they make it so the stamina cost is cut in half, and you get these prizes for doing them. So it's like you kind of want to do them for the sake of the extra 1,000 gems, and also this, so that I can get some free pulls. Ooh, I guess we get money for finishing a buttload of missions too. And also these ones are always here, so you get that 1,000 even if it's like next year you finish these missions. But, you know, it's kind of why I just kind of was like, I'll come back to see the story later. As I just kind of rushed through, like, the story. I'm still on season 2, as it were. And it's like, yeah, I usually just kind of click skip on all the story stuff, and, this was like, I'll come back to it later sort of deal. Just so that I could collect the gems from the event stuff, and then slowly work my way through it. But the problem is, I just kind of have been struggling to find the time to, like, go through the story stuff and read it all. It also doesn't help that, like, the translator I have is kind of slow, since it's like, okay, it just put all the text on screen. Let me go ahead and tap the button again. Wait, like, 10 seconds for it to go and load in and try to translate its best. This doesn't really make sense as a sentence. Do it again and wait, like, another 5 seconds for it to kind of retranslate and attempt to put the words together. So, you know, on that end, it's just been like, I don't want to go ahead and have to keep going through this. So, yeah, it did make it so the story slowed down, but thankfully there's, like I said, that YouTube channel called, like, Lancebot or something like that, that, has been releasing the episodes. And, you know, it has it translated, so it's like, that's very awesome. So, I've been kind of watching it through that. But it is a little bit more fun when it has your character's name in there instead of the default name. But, yeah, I think that means we're going to be calling it a night in a little bit, because I think we finished the story stuff. That was the main thing. I don't intend to do any of the polls because, well, this one here, these characters are around forever, and I'm not feeling any urgency to get them. Let me just quickly, like, check what, the internet has for this. What are they? S2+. So they're very good, but they're not the best of the best. But also they're permanently available, so it's like, right now it's like if I wanted to try to pull them and have a much higher chance of getting them than I do. But since I don't care, then on July 4th for me in the US, they'll disappear. And it'll just be one of those things where it's like, whenever I just do my free pull from this, or I have, in another 53 pulls, I can just get a 4-star for free. I might be able to get them from this, or even from this, which is just the, tokens that we just collected. So it's like, yeah, kind of feel no urgency for that. I do kind of want this new nightmare, because, so this is something which I've been doing a fair amount of as well, but, to kind of explain it, if the unit was a fire, it was a fire attack unit with the F here instead of a melee one, then you had to place it up on the high ground, and, it's like these raised blocks, or in an open square where it's, empty space, not the ground. It's like you used to have to put them up there, but, since, Catherine was released, more and more of the ranged nightmares have been saying, yeah, you can just place this nightmare wherever it is you want, despite the fact that it being a ranged unit. So it's like, yeah, I would love to get this nightmare for that reason, but I don't have any urgency to get it. So it's like, I'll get it when I get it. And then same with this one, where it's like, yeah, again, it's like all of these characters are always available. I did select out 2 in the event where it's like, maybe I do want to do some pulls, in which case I can get Colin and, I already forgot the redhead, whatever her name is from the Neo-Britannian forces. It's like, I could try to go for her as well, but it's like, I again, don't really care because they're not event characters. Oop. So, you know, it's like, I'm going to save my gems for the next time they release an event thing and they have something fun and goofy like the Power Ranger stuff. Because, yeah, I got no urgency to get these characters. I have enough powerful ones where it's like I can have some fun with it and... Or even choose it. I can pretty much just kind of do whatever I want with pilots and have a fun time. And I think this one is the same way, but this one requires you to use, like, you buy it with real money gems. I think that's how this one works, but I think it's also a case of where it's like, it's all the regular ones. But the times that I did do pulls from these, it does seem like they made it so it's very heightened on how many 4-stars you'll get. Where it's like, yeah, since you're using real money and since this is an event one that we're releasing now, we'll try to make it so that you get a 4-star or 2 for each of the 5 pulls you make. So, you know, they do kind of make it so that it's kind of balances out where it's like, okay, these feel kind of worth it. But, yeah. Just right now, it's like, I don't feel any urgency to grab any of the characters, so I'm gonna save my tokens. Or my, Sakuradite.
私専用の機体として新型機が回された。本来は新世代量産機の先行モデルだそうだが。
Yeah, I don't think I got anything to do with the teams. I mean, I could do the arena things, but since it's almost 3 a.m., I suspect that if I use them today, it's the same as if I use them, or if I use them now, it's going to count the same way as if I use them in 12 hours from now. Plus, the way how this kind of works right now is, I'll just go to the teams. They're kind of, there's not anything for me to show there, and the reason why is because of this nightmare. Because, so, similar to how we have the, alternate reality, like, oh right, we moved over to the team. Shirley and Lelouch as Julius. They made an alternate reality version of Colin when she's the Knight of 11. And for that, they gave her this nightmare, which is the Gurren whatever. Which I guess is called Boars. I like the translation of it more because his name is Balls. But anyway, so with the Boars here, it's like you just drop this on the field and it instantly damages everything for... Does it show it here? Where does it show the skills? That's not the skill I'm looking for. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that shows with pilot. Oh, that's kind of cool that you can do this. But anyway, shorthanding it, it has a skill that when it's dropped onto the map, it just nukes the field. So when you use it in the, pseudo PvP mode, it's just instant win. Literally. You know what, just for the fun of it, I'll go and show it. I could have just did this instead of trying to explain it all. We'll just go into this fight and I'll just demonstrate it. We'll have a little bit of fun and goof around with it first, and then we'll go ahead and do that. Because it seems like if you try to just instant win, it does penalize you on the point, saying, well, it's like, you took half a second to win, so you get 250 points instead of 300 and something. Okay, so... put you up in that corner. How are multiple nightmares able to move like that? Hang on, pause. I'm guessing that that's the Monica from the event, and maybe she can move too. Oh, I think I just ran out of points, so it's like I gotta wait for that to happen.
私も続かないと。
But that's fine. But yeah, as you saw, we just goofed around a little bit. Now we're just gonna call in this call and end. The fight's over instantly. So it is literally an instant win nightmare. I think you can earn it, right? Or you can get it if it's like you do play the game. But yeah, as you can see, we still got like almost nothing. So it's like, yeah, that's why I don't think there's anything to show here, because that's all I have to do, drop that nightmare on the field and go, I'll take my points and leave. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that later. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Yeah, because this hasn't recharged. We already did the daily mission stuff. I'm not gonna fuss with the teams at all. Yeah, okay, so I guess that's all I got. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a night here. Gonna go ahead and hopefully you guys had fun with me while I was playing this game and just doing my dumb ramblings about everything. And if that's the case, be sure to join the Discord, which you can do one of 3 ways. There's the link there in the chat, which will take you there. There's also the picture that says Discord down below. And if you're watching it on YouTube, then the link's in the description, so click the doobly-doo, wherever it may be. I usually stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 3 p.m. in Pacific time. If you do not know what that is, then no problems. Discord has you covered. It will convert the time into whatever your time zone is. What else is there? Right. I'm also doing additional streams to this week just because Twitch has the whole 35% off gifted subs. So hopefully I'll be able to do another one tomorrow. And, you know what you call it, if you guys are having fun with us, then be sure to go, and you actually like what I'm doing, then I would greatly appreciate the subs. Otherwise, at the very least, a follow, or, well, at the very least, if you had fun with just me rambling and all of that stuff, and you gave me your time, then that's just about that's good enough for me, too. And I appreciate that you actually wanted to go in and hang out for that long, of just me doing stupid nonsense. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night and get ready for bed and work tomorrow, so I'll see you guys in the future. Sunny?